Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Friday morning, and we've got a lot to go over. Hello, blessed ones. Thank you so much for viewing these videos. Uh, I think Kelly's getting it, so we need to be easy on her. But let me go over. We've got a lot to go over, like I said. Your questions are getting good. You guys are getting it. I'm proud of you. Uh, I'm watching your response as much as we get here to other people's issues, and you guys are nailing it right on the head. And I'm real proud of you. You guys are just being really good healers. You know, this is a process of education, working on yourselves, working on others. But in the final analysis, the impact that you guys are going to make to this world is incredible. And I'm watching it manifest as we go along here. I've been doing this for a lot of years. I've had my school for a lot of years, but it's definitely since I did this YouTube that really we started going out there a lot more. I've been diligently traveling the world and hitting it, and now it's you can see how that the world is growing and lifting up with this, and I love this. Had a medical doctor in yesterday. I think she gets this MS. I think that if you get this, you'll really take off and kick butt. And so we are going to put more testimonials on here. I just am so busy, and I have been so busy for a number of years. We just haven't videotaped people, so I have to grab them when I can grab them. And I got a good guy coming in here to show you what happened to with no hair on his head and cancer all through him, and I'm excited for you to tell you. He's a really good guy. He's a Bronco rider out west, and now he's got a lot of degrees, and he manipulates the body in a cool way. Okay, so I'm going to tear into these because we're going to be here for a couple of hours, and I apologize for the long videos, but that's the only way we can go through these cases and work on them. This concept of a medical doctor going into an office and talking to someone for 10, 12 minutes or so is ridiculous. You just can't help someone in short periods of time, and working in that way. So I'm going to jump back and forth. I got some newer and some older ones, and I want to get everybody's questions in, and I apologize if I've missed any. Keep hanging in there, or if it's vital, call in. Okay, I thought this was an important one, and this was a newer one, but this is scleroderma. This is Julie, and she's 44. She's scleroderma. Scleroderma is nasty. Scleroderma, think of your body in a vice, and the vice is constantly squeezing you and squeezing you and squeezing you, but it's up around the neck area and everything else, and so very devastating. I've never failed in our health programs to see anyone with scleroderma not cure themselves. We had a lady locally that had scleroderma real bad. She was in the hospital almost dying. She got into raw foods without me. And then she went into selling juices and supplements and Shaklee and stuff like this, and she kind of got away from the raw foods, and then she let it kill her. And that was ridiculous. I told her many times, come up and see me. She was scarred up real bad from it. So this lady has been dealing with it about 7 years ago. She found my book 19 months ago and has been working on it. But now she's diagnosed with breast cancer in her left breast, invasive ductal carcinoma. Well, half of them are or more. She is reluctant to do surgeries and things like this. She didn't give me the size of it, sweetheart, but you remember, this is the lymph system. This is the kidney and adrenal problem on the left side. Your left kidney isn't filtering. So this is the way it is. I would take off on a great fast, an extended great fast, 10, 20, 30, 40 days, yet better. At the same time, I'd really go after my kidneys, my lymph system, my GI tract. So I would do 2 kidney formulas. Lymphatic 1 capsules. Start off with Lymphatic 4, but you can move up to Lymph Node 2. Really move on that, because you can always pull it out with black salve, although frowned upon by the FDA. I don't know why frowned upon. You have no right to interfere with the way healing arts work. But that's better than surgeries, although it will be a port, and that's what people don't understand. When you open up an area in the body, and this body isn't draining its lymph system, it'll consider that a doorway. But I would suggest you get this the right way, and that is you fix the kidneys, you get the lymph draining, and this will come right out of there. You have to do this for scleroderma anyway. So I would shift my attention to getting healthy and get away from concepts of diseases which don't exist. This is a lymphatic problem. It's a lymphatic problem with the scleroderma. It's a lymphatic problem with the breast cancer. Nothing's changed on you, Julie. So really hit this, sweetheart, and get hard in there. You're going to have to get real strict. Nixay the veggies and get real strict now and really detoxify yourself and get aggressive on that. And you'll be successful. Do a stomach and bowel formula with that and clean yourself up. But really head on this. You've got to do this. Scleroderma is, I don't know which is worse. If you do choose to have a lumpectomy or a mastectomy, suggest, of course, it's hard to control them in removing lymph nodes. You run a big risk, and obviously chemo and radiation could cause you more cancer in the future by far. So you still, if you do that, you still have to fix this problem. You still have the scleroderma issues, and you wouldn't have fixed the problem. Yes, fear rules. Fear rules the allopathic community. That's how they rule. If not, people would sit on the side and laugh at it because they're so bizarre in their thinking. They're ridiculous. They're not common sense. Their thinking isn't really related to chemistry or physics, really. I mean, they think so, but I don't know where they learned their chemistry and physics. I don't. But anyway, don't rule with fear. Rule with knowledge and power and strength. Your body's going to go where you take it. It's that simple. You're the boss. The body's just a mechanical machine. Yeah, little states of consciousness, absolutely. An intelligent machine, absolutely. But you're the boss, and you take your body where you need to take it. And that goes with all of us here. Indiana Banana, I will. I will. Brenda was looking at your eyes, and she said it was just more intense of a lymph system problem on one side as opposed to one brown and one blue. But with that said, we have them back, and I will do them for you over the YouTube for you. But I can't do it till next week, and I'm probably going out of town, so it might be a week and a half or so. Lyme's. This is very important to understand. Lyme's is just like lupus and everything else. Everybody's got bit by a tick. You notice that? Whenever you see these systemic issues, no matter what terminology they link to this, an inflammatory autoimmune problem, know immediately it's your lymph system and acidosis. Just because they don't understand it doesn't mean you can't understand it. It doesn't matter what viral, bacterial, protozoa, it doesn't matter what action you see secondary to that, because that is easier to, those are easy to remedy, in the sense that you never want to destroy the colonies, complete colonies of bacteria in your body. That wouldn't be smart, because you get a lot of nutrition, vitamins from bacterium in the body. So you don't kill bacterium. Maybe some overgrowth, and that's what's neat about these herbs. I'll tell you what, guys, these herbs are pretty cool. You guys have experienced them pretty strong, too. Matter of fact, well, I'm thinking about this one case here where talking about had Bell's palsy. For a few days I've had Bell's palsy. The left side of my face is numb and I can't control it or close my left eye. I feel the tingling numbness in the neck and upper back. I've been doing mostly fruits and incorporated the heal-all herbs into my regimen. I'm thinking I was taking too much. I bought the herbs singly and I mixed them together myself. Would this cause this type of reaction? Well, when I first saw this, I kind of freaked out. I'm saying, what did you mix here? What did you do? Because there's no question herbs can kick your hiney. Not so much in the heal-all tea herbs. Those are really pretty nice herbs. So I couldn't figure this out. In the course of this, Brenda had talked to you, and she said you had had these symptoms before. Well, that's a problem with detox. It'll pull these things right out in front of your face and expose some of the problems, especially if there's heavy metal relationships and stuff like this. We were talking, I can't remember, she did suggest, I think, upper circulation. I would do upper circulation and brain and nerve. Pump those two really, really good. At the same time, honey, work on your GI tract and get your lymph moving. Get this acidosis out of there. Another suggestion would be take an adrenal cytotrophin or adrenal glandular and get your adrenals popped up there, give you more neurotransmitters. That'll work up into the brain as well. Secondary to that, I would recommend Calma Plus. That is a parathyroid glandular with a little CalMag in it, but it'll really help you in an immediate situation with this. You might also consider, if you've got the affordability, to do the antispasmodic. The herbal antispasmodic relaxes the nervous system at the same time feeds it. So I love that herbal antispasmodic. We use that for seizures and spasms, convulsions, things like this. Really great formula, but I get up with upper circulation, brain, and nerve. The real important case here, you don't want to have this. Someone suggested you might have stroked. If you've had these symptoms before, could be a pre-mini stroke, a TIA or something, but in reality, you've got to get this. You really got to get this. And if you haven't dewormed yourself, you deworm yourself on top of this because you don't know. I've seen cases like this where it was totally parasitic involved. So I would do the whole gamut. Deworm yourself, parasite M&G, go upper circ, brain and nerve, antispasmodic, and really honk on that lymph system. Get the adrenals up, get the parathyroid up so you're utilizing calcium and everything starts strengthening and you're removing acids out of the tissues, which causes this. So really go after this, sweetheart, because this is a girl or a guy, I don't know, but you don't want to get yourself in trouble. This is just your detox is exposing your deeper issues. And that's what detox is. Most people don't realize this. Raw fruits and vegetables and herbs don't cause these kind of problems. They remedy these, but they will expose these. Lyme's the same way. Lyme's going back to that. Get that lymph moving, get those adrenals up. You will always see kidney and adrenal weakness in Lyme's, and you'll always see systemic acidosis. And you'll see that every time in every case. Fibromyalgia, lupus, all of that stuff. Isn't this fun? You guys are learning a lot though. But these are all very curable things. All stuff very curable. It's unfortunate this is the only direction you can do this in a way. Kelly, from what I'm seeing and what you're saying here, I'm proud of you. I really am. I mean, there was a nasty comment here today, I think, but I really like, I mean, what you're saying here, if you're from the heart, you're really growing. I'm really proud of you. Keep it up. Grab it by the horn. Most of the people here are really on your side, wanting you to come through here. A lot of tough love out there in people. There really is. I can be tough love. I can that's why living in the now. If God needs me to be tough, it'll make me tough. I'm really not a tough guy. I'm really pretty, loving kind of guy. I'm easygoing, But there's some times that it comes out. I'm just tough, and I don't know. It's going to be whatever the Supreme Being tells me. I have no clue. So it sounds like you're getting it, sweetheart, and this is to your advantage. You grab this like a bull. You're going to be riding up and down a little bit. Yeah, you might get thrown off here and there. So what? Get back on. This is a 13-year-old Romanian Shepherd dog, large breed, very sick. She has complex memory, carcinoma cancer. Carcinoma cancer, huh? Her vet removed with surgery 1 month ago a 3 kilometer tumor from her memory chain. Now she is developing another tumor. Well, you know, as some of us realize this, and you see this right here in her work, of course, and this is just, you know what, I was telling this medical doctor yesterday, start looking at creatinine and start correlating, start understanding kidneys. Even though you were taught kidneys really aren't related to the lymph, I can't imagine how they come to that conclusion. But here's a great example. Her creatinine is 2.3. Of course she has kidney failure. This is why she has the tumors. You know, when the kidneys are filtering, you don't have lymph problems. And as we've been talking about, most and Joy, she's the one that's had a lot of experience with animals there, I take it, according to her. Most animals have, most dogs in particular, have kidney weakness. Well, I see this a lot. Her urea level is 54. She's lost her appetite. You know, really, you want to get, at least do one lymphatic formula, like Lymphatic 1, big dog, do a dropper full 3 times a day. I mean, you got nothing to lose here. Also hit the kidney formula at least that often, if not more. You can do a dropper right down her mouth of each one. And really, I would go on that. I'd probably pop up her adrenals as well. She's got some heart issues, kidney. Of course, the kidneys, obviously. She's on 2 types of antibiotics. But the problem is the antibiotics are only going to serve to compromise her ability to deal with this lymph system. This is the problem. Sure, she's going to be active in bacterium. Why wouldn't she be? Her serous system's backed up. So I think the antibiotic is a poor choice. I think that's a serious problem for her in compromising your dog's lymph system and immune system even more. So go after her kidneys and lymphs. I mean, really hit it. And it's possible you'll turn her around here. In Romania, we don't have any alternative. I know. I'm very familiar with Romania, and I'm working with some people. I'm hoping to get some kind of center there. I don't know. I'm working on it, my friend. Paul. So hang in there, man. But I do a dropper full. If you can't get those herbs, you should be able to get the herbs in Romania. We send over there, I'm pretty sure. Got a lot of clients from Romania. So really get the lymphatic and kidneys. Find something in the store if they have it. If not, just have them ship it as quick as they can to you. Outside of that, the dog's going to want to fast. And, you know, fasting with tumors, I don't know. I don't fast people with lymphatic problems. So do your best, Paul, and get her going on that. Natural substance. You're asking me about this, Adi, natural substance, black maca that zeolites are made from. Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories from that, guys. I do. I don't really like inorganic matter. Well, a lot of people use it more as a chelation type thinking. That really inorganic to me. I like the salts better, but you know, one has good success with it. I don't see much of a problem. I just don't use inorganic matter that much. This is Lang. Let me see here. Look at the Poor Me stage. Let's see. Talking about, let's see who this is. Hey, Doc, I'm having a really hard time with my mom, and she has given up. She's going in for her hernia operation. The doctor is going to put a tube in her stomach because her kidneys. See, come back to the kidneys. See how much kidney problems out there, guys? It comes back to those kidneys. We don't give those kidneys enough respect. They wanted to do this because they will eventually need dialysis. Of course, she's in kidney failure. She's 78, right? However you spell it. Anyway, she's going to have it done. You know, you just might have to watch your mom. You know, I had to watch some of my family decay, and I just changed my attitude about it. Realized that there's just nothing I can do. This soul is stuck in what they like, and they're not going to make any changes. And don't rip your heart out. I mean, we're all going to pass from this planet. This is a touch and go planet. We're here, we stay, we play, and we leave. And I mean, it's a relative short period of time. And, you know, when you start looking when you're 20, you feel, you know, everything 30 goes, 40 goes, 50 goes, 60 goes. And pretty soon, you know, you're 70, 80, 90. And time to leave. And it's just, that's why you have to get to the source, the self, because that's where eternity is. That's where reality is. This is just the playground. And so you just can't care. You have to realize that she's going to pass one of these days. Okay, you are too. I am too. No, nothing to get upset about. That's the natural rhythm of nature. You know, I just don't like to see suffering. That's my take. I don't care if someone dies. Come on. No one dies. They just translate, moves from one drama to another. It's the suffering that I just don't care for. I just think that's sad. But you know what? You have to detach yourself. But as a physician, a lot of times you have that kind of compassion, you know, about people suffering. So you have to see these and recognize these things, which you do, but you have to let that go. You know, it is a shame that we have such a killing machine out there as the allopathic community, and I apologize to medical doctors for that, but it's true, and truth is truth, and you have to start looking at your modality as being ridiculous. The medical community is the alternative community. If nature can't get you, which is, I haven't seen anything nature can't get much, but if there is, then go allopathically. That should be one's alternative move. To set alternative, radical ideas and concepts like that in the forefront has destroyed our economy and everything else, and the people. So, you know, we have to wake up to that. But you've been on a 5-day grape fast, probably more by now. Not losing much weight. Well, you might be holding water and stuff. Just relax and keep working with your lymph. But this is your mom. And your mom has kidney failure. Guess what you got? I mean, think of genetics and look at your mom and look at yourself and realize what you've got to work on here. That's the neat thing about looking at genetics. You've got to fix yourself. So go after your kidneys and your lymph system, honey, because you're walking down. I mean, your dad might have pulled you away from some of that, but kidneys, 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 and we talk a lot about them here. Here's Meniere's disease and Raging Cajun Woman. That was pretty cute. Let me see. He's had it for the last 30 years and he's 73. There's times he is so nauseated and dizzy that he has to lie down. This must be your dad, right? Now you're talking, let's say, huge, because you're thinking about, anyway, we grew up eating catfish for breakfast. She's looking at your website too. Oh, good. Oh, this is about her father now. Let's see. This can go on for several days. He's lost part of his hearing in his right ear and is thinking about having a hole drilled in his head behind the ear and having this organ removed. Now, what do you think, guys? Let's be the Sherlock Holmes of the day. All right? Now, I've talked a lot about this with you. The word is cerebellum. Cerebellum. Base of the skull, top of the neck. That's your dizzy equilibrium center, right? That's where you have the flipping blood pressure, the vertigo, the dizziness, can be nauseating. So definitely, what do we have here? We have lymph pressure. We probably have some weaknesses in the cerebellum exacerbated by stagnant lymph. So all this acidosis, inflammation causes swelling, causes deterioration, and so what we have is a man in trouble here in the base of his skull. Well, now wait a minute. We're also having some ear problems. How connective is that? You see, so we're going to have a lot of problems in the head, and the problem with that is dementia and Alzheimer's is really close, you know, but wait, there's more here. Teeth problems, but of course, allergies, well, there's the lymph system, right? And just a few years ago, he was diagnosed with, get this, wait for it, bladder cancer. Yep, bladder cancer. You know, you guys are getting good here. You see how all that's related? His kidneys are failing. His bladder is even getting cancer in it from the lymph. His adrenals are way down. He's deteriorated his teeth. His hearing is going down. He's deteriorating. And so how do you fix this? A tumor was found at the opening of his bladder, and Dr. Frankenstein, I regret, injected TB, tuberculosis in his bladder, and got rid of the tumor. How interesting. Because why? Remember I told you that story? Chris was telling me he can't even find that. That's the first tape I did was on the lymphatic system, the very first one out the chute. I'm going to redo one on the lymphatic system. It's going to be a long tape. Like I said, please till then go to my website at robertmorrisnd.com and pick up the part of my new book on the lymph system. And it's the Great Lymphatic System, and a lot of it's on my website there. Till then, and then I'll get this video out for everybody. I find that's essential. If you don't understand the lymphatic system as we all understand it, you're going to be dead in the water. And you guys are seeing see all the kidney problems popping up? You'll see this over and over and over, and then the adrenal glands. This is what I've seen over and over and over. When you see, well over 100,000 people like I have, you see things over and over. It's easy to correlate. It's easy to start putting things together. Of course, some people see a lot of people and never correlate. I don't know. There's people that just don't care, I guess. But anyhow, they never fix the problem, and this is going back to the kidneys here. Another thing, she's made an appointment for her 16-year-old son, January 10th. Personally, I think someone needs to award, in Bradenton. Dana in Bradenton. Is that Florida? That's where I opened my first practice. That's my old hometown. I had a health food store on Holmes Beach, is where I lived, and then which is an island called Anna Maria Island. And then I had several health food stores, Cortez Road, Holmes Beach, and then I opened I was in a small place before. I was across from Blake Memorial Hospital, but my suggestion is diet, always jump on it. If you want to start on a basic kit, that's why we have those kits, is you can start without talking to someone too much, and because that's the path I'm going down. And this is, I educate people so much that they don't need me. And my clients don't see me but once or twice, and then they're pretty good, see? And you can save money that way. You don't always have to spend money for practitioners if you understand what you got to do. So this is why I do this, is so you guys will empower yourself with knowledge and take care of yourselves. So, Dana, son, you're going down that family tree here again. But your dad really's got to move his lymph system. I would also get in with upper circulation and brain and nerve. Definitely get upper circ and brain and nerve for you. Don't you love these herbs? We have tools. I was telling this medical doctor, she hasn't got no tools. We've got tools. We've got tools of regeneration. I love it. I mean, it's just, when you look at the herbs, it's like, oh God, we got something for that. Oh, we got something for this. So that's why I have so many formulas. We got something for about everything out there. Every organ and gland in the body, I have something. So we got tools. We got formulas for bleeding, internal bleeding. We have formulas for spasm, convulsions, and seizures. We got all kinds of tools. Tools on our road to regeneration. On our road to genetic remembering of cells. On our road to health and vitality. So cool stuff. Cool stuff. Hi, Doc. Can chronically dilated face capillaries go back to their normal state on fruits and herbs? Absolutely. I will say this. This is a time where a glandular would come into play here, and that, again, go after that parathyroid. You remember, face problems. And that, again, go after that parathyroid. You remember, face problems go into the parathyroid gland and pop it up. Could be a pituitary. That's where iridology will come in and help you. But I would still go after that parathyroid so you have calcium utilization. Therefore, you can strengthen the connective tissue of the vascular walls, and then those capillaries will get strong and strengthen up, and then they'll disappear. And that, I would say, would be very, very important because of the fear here of an aneurysm in the future. you know, you start getting too much of a prolapsus, your walls weaken there, and if you don't fix the kidney and adrenals, blood pressure will mount and someday popo. Kind of like people having aortic aneurysms from chemo, putting right into the aorta. And once you pop an aorta, chances of surviving that are nil next to none. Some do, but not many. So I'd really hit that parathyroid, my friend, and really go after that. Strengthen my body. But always remember, it's because you're losing calcium. For what reason? Why would the body lose calcium? Why would I have to borrow calcium out of structure for anything? That's right, acidosis. But this is in the blood, so you have put too much acids in the blood in some manner. Whether you smoked or whatever you did, you brought too much acids into the blood. So you want to rectify that. Get up on those fruits, berries. Matter of fact, fruits, berries are incredible for vascular and blood issues. Not so much vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are naturally thinning of the blood. Keeps the blood from clotting. High flavonoids. Strengthens the capillary walls. Of course, popping up the parathyroid is essential too. Owen, my man. Let me see. Two general. Oh, yeah. You had 2 surgeries, huh? About 7 and 9 years ago. Already had wrecked body getting them. Sure didn't help my adrenal. Yeah. Isn't it amazing how we can go back and now we can identify these things? I love this. You know, you guys are getting knowledged up, and I tell you, this isn't out there anywhere. So you're doing really well, Owen. I really am proud of you. Appreciate all your great comments, my friend. Love you too, bro. Yeah, thanks for the comment on that, Owen, about the people. I appreciate you all for passing this around, not just for my sake, but all of our sakes, and for the sake of this planet. You know, even though on one side, realize I see this totally as the dream of the Supreme Being and the playground of soul, and the reality isn't here. But at the same time, you know, having a fun time and having joy in your life is better than having pain and suffering. You know. So I do it for the joy of it. Peace, Pilgrim. Thank you, Owen. Arnold Ehret. You betcha, man. I love Arnold Ehret. I don't know. You know, he had his things and his thoughts on that. For those with low blood sugar, you're going to want to have a lot, fruit meals more often in the day, off and on all through the day. I don't really... There's no question that if you separate... The longer you separate time between foods, the more fasting state you're kind of in. Yes, and you'll feel that. You'll feel that, and that's where fasting came in. If no one's ever fasted on water, fast on water for a few days. Get the sense about that. And then, you know, do your fruits off and on throughout the day, and then separate that time between them. Get a sense of what fasting is and the power fasting has to detoxify you. That's the top of the mountain. But, you know, fruit fasting is pretty darn good, too. That's right up there. And I like your lemon picture here. Really cool stuff. And see how bright that is? Lemons. I mean, if you just walk to the produce section and you just observe the beauty, the colors that emanate from that section, and then you look at the rest of the grocery store, or you go over and you look at your meat section and you look at the color. Oops, there's no color there. Matter of fact, that's looking red, nasty, necrotic, dying. Ugh. But most makes me throw up. But if you go over to the produce section, it's like, look at the beauty. Look at the energy. Feel the energy of the produce section. I walk into the produce section, I start hugging everything because it starts hugging me back. Because you feel that energy there, that loving energy of the fruits and the berries and the melons and the veggies. They just love. But look at the power of lemons. That's the power of your picture alone. It's like, wow, powerful. I love that. So does your body. So, you know, you can play with that however you want. I respected Arnold Ehret tremendously. I particularly like his stuttering case. Remember the case where the man was stuttering? And they were walking on the beach on a grape fast, and he started choking. And he coughed up a huge wad of mucus and never stuttered again. So I just, you know, when you look at this, and he's showed over and over and over the mucus, the congestion, the lymph system, as being the primal cause of 99% of most things. And I concur with that completely. I mean, go back to that period of time, and this guy looked vital. And yes, he did the do. bone deformities, bowed legs and the like, poofy hair. That's a good name. You know what? I've never had experience with that, only in one case. I will say this, it just came to my mind. I had a nurse. She was a nurse anesthetist. Oh, yeah. But she was an older lady. She came into my office bow-legged like this, right? She was bow-legged like she'd been on a horse on the prairie for 2 or 3 years. And I looked at her and I said, let me guess, arthritis, right? She said, oh, yeah. And I said, you've been taking calcium supplements, haven't you? And she said, how'd you know? And I said, because it stoned you up like a rock. I will tell you this, in that case, I had her one leg straight and the other leg almost straight in probably 6 months. But I will say this, that was from arthritis. Now, I believe totally that your legs will straighten themselves out. Probably going to take you a year, but I would set that as my goal, but I would really stay with a high level of raw. You can pump some greens, probably wouldn't hurt you, especially alfalfa, wheatgrass, whatever you like there. Parsley for sure. You know, move your lymph, get your adrenals up, make sure your parathyroid and your pituitary, your endocrine glands are up there. This is a case where I'd be really considering parathyroid tissue issues and the inability to utilize calcium properly, therefore you didn't grow properly. And I would really pull myself in line that way, and I think you have a 98% chance of pulling those babies straight. I've told you cases where the spine and the leg fractures pulled them straight, and these were fractures healed in place, pulled itself straight. Oh, amazing stuff. I mean, just freaked me right out. I've realized the power of the body, and this person lives in Florida. That's great. So poofy hair, yeah, head on. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Oh, here's lemon again. 1, 3, 2, nice. I thought it was 1, 2. No, nothing. Additionally, let me see here. I'm getting hit as hard as I like to in my detox. Well, you got your lemon picture. That's a strong one right there. Additionally, to your herbal program and grapes, lemons, and apples, I started to use your Heal tea orally without any water. Chew and swallow. Woohoo! You know what? However you want to get them down. I mean, ultimately, the animals eat them raw. If I could get them to you raw, boy, that'd be a butt kicking. But can't do that, you know. But still, yeah, you can do that. You've got a lot of guts there, my friend. But don't overdo it, you know. You're on a very strong program right now. You know, a lot of people will go along and they don't think they're getting anywhere. You know, they'll go along, the body's doing well, they're feeling better, no healing crisis, and they're doing good, no problem. And then wham! And man, you get your butt kicked because everything is like breaks loose at once and wham! So that'll happen to some of you, so don't freak out. So don't think nothing's not getting done with any of you. And Kelly or any of you guys, let me tell you, you're the most powerful thing. You'll see. And just hang in there. You know, your body takes time to correspond, relate, get itself going. Will the kidneys only filter on when on a very deep phase, lemons, fast, etc., or will it come inevitable? Your kidneys, once they start filtering, and I think I mentioned this a couple days ago in a video, once your kidneys start filtering, they'll filtering, and you will always see sediment in it. I mean, if you drink too much water, okay, you might thin that out a bit, but you should always see sediment in the urine to a certain extent. At least I try to, because it's just important that you do, or you're not filtering. This question was Katrina. The EBV, I think I did address that. They are the right ounces to take. Well, you know, these tinctures, you take a whole dropper full. That's about 120 drops. Richard Schultz thinks 45 is enough. I'm going to 120, and some of my people double dip. I double dip, but only, you know, that's just me. I had a 700-pound man once, and he was on 4 to 6 dropperfuls of each formula a day. Very expensive on him and everything else, poor guy. But we helped him, and, you know. Yeah, so, you know, we do all we can helping. I went into bankruptcy one helping people so much. I was working with several quads at one time, just a ton of people, and I went down. couldn't help him. I just I went down myself financially. So, you know, we do try to help for those that don't believe it. We do. Lymphatic system 3, real strong. That's a real strong puller there. Kidney and bladder 1. If you feel like your lymph nodes are swelling with lymphatic system 3, kick up the kidney 1, because that lymph 3, Katrina, real strong, powerful lymph mover. So know that. But that's a pretty good take right there. Absolutely, that's a good draw right there. You know, you could take Parasitem if you wanted to, virals or anything, but really you're dealing with the culturing medium, and your focus is pretty good there. If you need to kick it up, go 2 kidneys and 2 lymphatics, one capsule, lymphatic 1 capsule, and then do your lymph system 3, lymph system 4. Play with them because they're all different. The lymph system 3, very powerful. Lymph node 2, basically kind of a black salve in tincture form, real strong. In capsule form, remember we talked about a lot of people are getting really nauseated. Too strong in capsule form. Really powerful stuff. But you know what? When you have tumors and cancer and you want to get healthy, I don't mess around. Our health programs get stricter and more involved. The sicker and the more near death you are. There's no question I'm going to kick it up another notch. I don't know what to say, you know. Appreciate all your comments, guys. Eagle Hearts on, man. Good, got beautiful smiles, you guys. Good guys. So keep it up. Let me see here. This is an important one. There's a boy in England called Harry. Harry Potter. No, that's not Harry Potter. He's 11 years old and has an inoperable brain tumor. This is an important one. He had an operation to remove some of it on August 10th and hasn't woken up yet. If he's got a feeding tube, you can get this stuff in him. If you can get the surgeon and everybody to agree on it, you can get these herbs up his feeding tube. In the past 12 weeks, he had 2 more brain operations, thrombosis on the brain, chemo, blood transfusion, all white unconsciousness, all while unconscious. Now doctors say that if there's no improvement in 5 days, nothing more can be done for him. I just read his story and immediately thought of you. Well, you know what? They're going to kill him. You know, there's no question. But they're doing what they think's right. I wouldn't be putting chemo down that up that tube. I'd be doing herbs up that tube and pull this body back into a state of health while he's unconscious and try to get that soul to stay. You're going to have to get his little body healthy for the soul to think it's even worth it to stay there. So really, I mean, you want to really heal. This is a lymphatic problem. It doesn't surprise me at all. We have a ton of brain cancers in even 2- and 3-year-olds. We've talked about this a lot, and this just reinstates this, and you have to understand this. We're in serious lymphatic and kidney and adrenal trouble in the children. Serious trouble. Look at St. Jude. Look at these children cancer hospitals. They're full of them. They're out of their league. They have no idea how to get these kids back to a state of health. They're so far out of their league, they don't know nothing to do but kill these people and try to save them. I'm sure their heart's in the right place, but you can have your heart in the right place and be real ignorant and cause a lot more harm than good. So I appreciate that, heart in the right place, but you have to be able to be open to a much higher level of healing. And that's what you're learning here, guys, the highest level of healing on the planet. We need to get this boy full of herbs to start breaking up that lymph, get the kidneys to filter, get the adrenals on. And of course, with the surgeries, his anesthesia is just shutting down his nervous system even more. That's why he can't wake up. This is unless they're keeping him there. And the problem with that is that already to have that tumor, he's got compromised nervous system, lymph, brain, adrenal, kidney. So this is a case where you would inspire brain and nerve function. You would definitely move lymph aggressively. You would have to pick up the adrenal glands, and you would get the kidneys filtering. That'd be the only way you could save this child, and I would definitely be putting God's blend up that tube. That's our superfood blend, really empowering that body while you've got them down here. I don't know what kind of nutritional treatment they have, TPN, or maybe they're doing some kind of Ensure or some kind of crap like that. That alone will make the tumor come back. So, you do what you can. I don't know. When they're in the medical hands, it's difficult unless the family's open and the surgeon's open to trying something much more powerful, and then you just got to try it, because they're not going to save him with chemo. They know that. And careful, they're going to give him leukemia with this chemo, already breaking down his blood. You see why a blood transfusion, and make the blood clot. You can't put acids in the blood. I don't know when they're going to wake up to this insanity. Don't get me going. This is Biana. Hello. Hey, Dan. I agree with you, sweetheart. Short and sweet. Let's be each other's family. Yeah, that's what this site's for. I want this to be a loving, healing site, and those of us grow. This is a good case to grow, because we'll all grow spiritually and in our knowledge of how to help everybody, especially advanced cases, and pull them back to life here. Now, again, I keep that in context, and you have to too. As a healer, you have to realize that the divine is working, and this soul is there for a reason, and you have to look at it that way. And you can say whatever that reason is. You could say karma, you could say whatever, but you have to accept the fact that things happen as they happen for a reason. If not, I don't know, it kind of leaves you out of the divine thinking. But just because we don't understand something doesn't mean that there isn't a reason behind it. I found that God doesn't do anything without a reason. Things just aren't haphazardly made, dealt with. Should I say half-ass, right? Butterfly? I like how you spell these things. You guys are creative as all get out here. Now, butterfly. Let's see. I have been on the adrenal, kidney, and bladder, lymph capsules, and stomach and bowel on my second order. Also take the Heal All Tea. I haven't experienced any flu-like symptoms yet. Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. It's coming. Unless your lymph system's pretty good, but I have a feeling that it's. I know my adrenals are very messed up. I have extreme fatigue, yeah. Vision problems, ooh. Frontal headaches, ooh, yeah. Yeah, you really need to break loose here. What you could do is ear candle your ears if you needed some relief, and see if that works. 3 candles per ear. Definitely work on your GI tract, your transverse bowel. Work on your GI tract. Hit those kidneys, get those adrenals up. You're right on here in your thinking. I would, just kill the candida out of me too, but definitely get your adrenals up there. Sweetheart, get this lymph moving up here. You're feeling just what's going on here. You don't want any more deterioration here or any serious problems. You have a hard time sleeping at night, okay? So that's the pineal gland. So you're very involved up here. You know that. All your symptoms are taking you to this area. When you can't sleep or rest well, that's the pineal gland. This is where you could pop a little pineal glandular and help you to rest a little bit there. That would be helpful, but you've got to move lymph. I'd get very serious in my detoxification, because you're talking about the hard drive here. That's everything to you. And really get on a high fruit and berry diet and do some fasting a little bit, honey. Really pull this. I would definitely do a lymphatic 1 capsules, stomach and bowel capsules. I would do a lymphatic 3 probably, or at least start with a number 4 or something, then move to a 3, 2 kidney formulas, and I do Parasite M. Then I would definitely take an adrenal glandular or our adrenal formula. It depends how low your blood pressure is. Remember, have your blood pressure checked both arms to give you an idea which one is weaker. Yes, you can fix a heart murmur. That's another thing. Yes, dealing with heart murmurs and mitral valve prolapses, go to the parathyroid and strengthen the parathyroid. Get your body utilizing calcium and get that lymph moving so you don't lose calcium. So you guys are doing real well here. Let's see. My wife Belle has had tumor in right lung. Here's another important case. We got a lot of critical important cases here, guys. So we need all your help here. This lady has got a tumor in her right lung, which affected lymph nodes in lung and near clavicle. Non-small cell cancer. Had radiation, chemo. Now she's in remission. I love that word, remission. No evidence of disease. She uses various types like beta-glucans, Manitaki, cordyceps, turmeric, astragalus, CoQ10. Okay. Now on a chemo break for about 3 months. Well, that's good. What do you expect to accomplish with chemo? What does your doctor expect to accomplish with chemo and radiation? Buy her a little more time to live. So, I'll have to tell you, Paul, not to be negative. You know, there are times where it's been helpful, I suppose. Excuse me, but I will tell you that I talk a lot about the residual kick of chemo and radiation. Medical doctors know it well. And so your wife, you don't cure with chemo and radiation. There's no such thing. You might have 1 or 2 people rarely ever find that as an issue because they have strong constitutions and they have a halfway decent lymph system. But outside of that, 90% of the people have a major residual kick, meaning that it's going to explode now. And everywhere she has weaknesses, these cells are going to become the next cancer cells. Not to be negative, I would hit my diet raw big time, rethink that second round of chemo, but really, or third or fourth, whatever it is, hit her body. Now go after health. Go after health of the cells. And maybe you won't, or at least the residual kick won't be too bad. And if you can keep from even having a residual kick, then you're home free and you made it. But boy, I would get that body on raw, total raw, nothing cooked whatsoever. Pump some green drinks, pull that radiation out of there. High alfalfa, parsley, dandelion, spinach, really pull that out of there. Use some seaweed, particularly a lot of kelp in the diet. Very, very important. And work on those lungs. Get that lymph system moving. I do lungs too. I definitely hit the GI tract, clean the GI tract up because if she's involved in the lungs, she's involved in the GI tract, lymphatically speaking. This lungs isn't just here. Also get the kidneys and the adrenals up and really go after this. Belle, you got to get raw and get strict and go down that road for about a year or a half a year anyway and pull yourself away because don't be fooled or we'll be reading something else down the road here. Let me see. This is Kelly. Kelly, I don't know if I've seen your eyes or not, sweetheart. I've been so daggum busy. I don't know if I have or not. I think I have. We'll see. I mean, this is my day off, and I'm leaving for the mountains here next week, but I got a bunch of stuff to do. So I'll try. Anyway, I'll take a look and see. What part of your body is responsible for adrenaline? I know I have an important response to adrenaline and noradrenaline. How about epinephrine and norepinephrine? That's the adrenals. You know, I mean, your adrenals, sweetheart. You know that, the adrenals, the kidneys. So keep working. You'll be okay. Your body will bring these steroids and neurotransmitters into balance, and these are neurotransmitters. But you're a neurological case to a big extent. Melanie, let me see. I'm not taking credit for it. I cannot get enough for addressing my credit. I am so excited. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm saving money to join your education. Thanks, sweetheart. All my love to you too, man. You're doing well. You just keep going. You do the best you can. We're all here to work together, and we'll do this. Okay, so this is Maryland 207 Hendricks. Okay, this is very important. This is another important case, guys. This is vitiligo, alopecia, IBS, acne, cellulite, spider veins, and lots more. Look at all the people in trouble here. Just all over the place. And we don't have that big of a following. You know, we're up to what? Today we're up to 2,095. We're almost up to 2,100 subscribers. But just think how many people are suffering out there. Look at these young people. And It's unreal. Yasmin, 26-year-old from London, England. Go! All right, my friend. Vitiligo. What gland controls skin pigmentation? The pituitary. Pituitary. Main gland that controls all the other glands of the human body. Oh, you've been following N.W. Walker. Good old boy. Died at 107. Dr. Jensen knew him personally, and he died at 107. And he said, though I didn't see him the last 10 years of his life. Well, I don't know, you know. Vitiligo. Okay, so how can we relate vitiligo, which is pituitary weakness, to losing hair? Well, what is the central causative factor that breaks down the function of cells? Yes, lymph acids. Synonymous. Lymphatic system, acids. So you're not moving your lymph up in your head, man, and so your pituitary suppressed. Now you could have some genetics there. I don't know. Only an eye picture can tell. But I can tell your sinuses, your head, you're loaded there. You've got to get that out of there. You're breaking down your hair follicles. Your pituitaries slamming, causing skin pigmentation changes. You have acne from that. The skin is backed up. I mean, you can see that you're backed up in the GI tract wall. IBS, your lymph system's backed up head to toe. This is a real big lymphatic problem here for you, my friend, and you really got to move lymph. Get away from all those dairy products and pastries if you're dealing with those. The spider veins, you're losing your calcium there, so you've got to go back, and we just talked about that a few minutes ago. You've got to get that parathyroid back in there, move lymph, dig in. You're going to have to dig in to get this top, but get on that colon, work on that GI tract, work on those kidneys, work on those adrenals, right at the core of the problem here, and get this drained. You know, if you have to do some lymph drainage a little bit, drain to the kidneys, not the heart, but start opening up a little bit to help you. You might ear candle, might help you get some relief quicker. Do some neti pots. We have 3-lung tea. Breathe that. Start breaking mucus loose in the head. Someone else is talking about not having a cold or flu. You can use neti pots, or you can use the 3-lung tea with the towel treatment type thing, and then drink it. Anything to break this stuff loose. And then get into upper circulation. Very important to do upper circulation and brain and nerve for you. You'll grow your hair back. You'll get the pituitary turned on. Probably want to do a pituitary glandular. It'd be my take. Cellulitis is just your lymph system here. This is lymph. Not connection to the thyroid at all. It's connected to the pituitary gland. Here we also suffer extreme depression. That's parathyroid gland. Your pituitary is basically shutting down all your endocrine glands. You probably do have a little thyroid weakness, but it's not causing the vitiligo. That's from the pituitary. But then you got the parathyroid. You're not utilizing calcium, so then you see the varicose veins or spider veins, and then you see the loss of calcium, and your body's not being able to utilize calcium. So really, parathyroid, real essential for you. That's depression. Utilize calcium. So really, parathyroid, real essential for you. That's depression. But we go over here to panic attacks and anxiety. We're taking you to another place. We're driving down to the adrenals now. But this is where the causative place is, the adrenals and kidneys, backing up this gigantic sewer system here. And this is what you see here. Here's a good case for you to see all the connecting links here. So the anxiety, again, adrenals, some social anxiety. Well, that's all adrenals affecting your nervous system, your autonomic, and affecting your emotions and how you interact with people emotionally. So you'll be able to strengthen yourself up there, really get onto that. And appreciate your comments here all the while, Yasmin. But take off and really hit yourself. You'll be okay, sweetheart. Maryland 207 Hendricks. We got some good cases today, don't we? We got some good cases, guys. Really good cases. Not to downplay any of these. These are very serious cases, but they're good cases for you to learn with. And I appreciate you guys allowing us to discuss your cases, because in school you have to understand we're going to talk about cases. There's nothing shameful about cases. This is an educational channel. This is, or at least our site is, and this is for you guys to learn how you deal with these things, because I want you all to be practitioners. When you pull yourself through these things, then you can help anybody else pull themselves through anything. That's the beauty of this. So you all are doing great. You all are really doing great. The momentum is growing. The power we're generating is growing. I love that. This is Thelia, I think, 303, I'll say. Let me see. When my mother was in her early 20s, I think I read it, before marriage and childbearing, she was giving a series of radiation treatments for adult acne. Yeah, and remember all these chemotherapy for acne. Chemotherapy for acne. I mean, this is insanity. Personally, I think she was a victim of the radiation experiments that a few Canadian hospitals did for the U.S. military. Oh, let me take a minute and puke. Oh, God. Ugh. Well, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just tired of being on an ignorant, closed-minded, constipated planet. That's why you all like plants and animals better than you like your fellow man. I've never seen such low consciousness ever before. I've just never seen that. The human, when they went down into the, or up into the northern climates eating dead food, it stagnated their brain development. Even her oncologist was a flabbergasted at her receiving radiation for acne. No kidding. I would be too. I've seen one medical doctor freak out from what his comrades did, but I do that. I see what some naturopaths recommend, and I freak out. When a naturopath recommends protein diets, high-protein diets, turn in your degree and go home. You're not a naturopath. That's not naturopathy. Never was, never has been. That's medical thinking, and you went to a medical naturopathic school. So now she got a acute leukemia decades later. I think allopathics should be forced to take same treatment. So do I. Well, get rid of the leukemia if she's still alive. Leukemia is not difficult to get rid of, so really get that leukemia out of her. I mean, you're going to do it. Listen to this site here, 303, and get that out of her if she's still here with us. And clean her up. Clean up the spleen, clean up the liver, get into the bone marrow, build up the bone marrow in her. I mean, chemo destroys bone marrow, spleen. I mean, look at what happens when you're on chemo. You lose your platelets, your red blood cells go down, your white blood cells go down. I mean, whew. Here's Mr. Crap. Simplicity. No crap. All right, my hazel eyes are gradually becoming blue again. Yeah! Good man. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh, wait a minute. I thought the eyes didn't change. Remember that? You guys are going to be at the top of the mountain, you guys. Top of the mountain. I addressed most of these. Okay. Feedback on Stomach and Bowel number 2. I'm loving your videos. Thank you for your help. Let's see here. Helen, let me see what's going on here. When we get, I think my bowels are pretty clear. This is not really a movement. These stomach and bowel formulas. Someone asked me about Rise and Shine. I know that guy. He was at my last detox class last year, matter of fact. And he's a good guy. Got a little trapped, though, with using herbs. I only use organic herbs. No matter how big you get as an herb company, you demand and know where your herbs come from, and I always do. And they've got to be organic sources, well-crafted if you can, and from as within the same country as possible. So poor guy got in some problems there with the chompers and stuff. But I don't care whose program if it's really good. My issue is don't always use laxative type herbs. They're addictive. My formula is clean the mucoid plaque. Mucoid plaque is relatively simple and easy to clean off the bowel wall. Generally speaking, ours will make your stool black, or you'll get them in pieces. Either way. I do use some bentonite and charcoal that's in our GI broom. but I put a lot of astringents in there. The ultimate goal for me is it's easy to clean the bowel wall off. There's the GI tract, the small and large intestines. It's easy to do that. It's not difficult. The real issue is in the wall. That's interstitial lymphatic constipation. That is a lot more serious. This is where most of the IBSs are, the cancers are, the polyps come from. Everything comes from with where the cells are and the two fluids are. So that's really what my formulas are designed to help draw. That's why I do Lymphatic One capsules, by the way, to help draw, to help pull the lymph system through the wall. And that's where you want to see mucus in your stools. Even raw foods will help you do that. When you start to see mucus in your stools, you know your wall is cleaning, in the wall is cleaning. And that's really key there. Boy, am I so behind. I don't know. I could be here hours. Thank you for all your comments. Duggar 4U777. Oh, and let's see, man. I tell you what, it's unique. I've had a lot of people want to do this, but when they start working at these levels, sometimes you've got to be strong and compassionate, loving, and be strong spiritually, because everybody coming to you is sick. They're in serious trouble. Look at what we went over today already, and my heart goes out to every one of them. But I know at the same time that every one of these people that ask me, and every one of you guys, you've got to walk the walk yourselves. I'll be happy to walk with you, but you've got to make the walk yourself. I'll be happy to share whatever knowledge I've learned in my clinicals and my work. I do this as an educational purpose because I want you to power up with knowledge and get and learn. Don't be fooled anymore. Don't walk with fear. Fear base is not the way to live life anymore, and we've got to lose that kind of thinking here. Control people by fear. That's bad karma. So it is a bit issue. That's why I do things and to release that. Let me see here. Raw. Let's see. Thanks for all your work. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Raw. After first iridology movie, I looked in my eye and they slowly changed color from brown to something what looks like green. Well, it's either, if you have brown in there, that's chronic lymph. I mean, if you have any green in the eye, that's a blue eye, man. So, you know, that shows you have chronic lymph problems unless it's orange. And orange is sulfur. So you'll see some waxing and waning of the colors as a daily lymph movement, but you've got a lot of lymph ahead of you, so really head at it. Generally in an eye like this, your brown's going to be more around the pupil than anywhere else. And of course that's going to be your GI tract. Debbie Yu, let's see. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your comment. Appreciate it. You're a sweet lady yourself. That you? Good looking woman. Thanks, Miss Sweet PS. Thank you. I love you guys. I love your comments. It helps us here keeps our energy up. And things like this one here. Big hugs from the UK. Hugs back to you from the States. Prank 808. Let me see here. Give you some advice on a couple of things. First, stretch marks. Well, you know, again, the more acidic you are, the more the scarring, the stretch marks, adhesions start to develop in the weakness. When skin is stretched or damaged in any way, then the ability to heal that, correct that, is compromised. That's why you see everybody using oils and everything that deals with healing. Grapeseed oil, coconut oil. But true, this is an internal problem. Really want to move your lymph system, get your kidneys going and your adrenals up, and really get on the raw. And those stretch marks should, as much as possible, go away. You know, it depends what level you're at and how much you work. I have been plagued with it all my life. I have been overweight. Yeah, I mean, yeah, keep working with your lymph system. Work on your adrenals. Here's the overweightness again, going back to your adrenals again, and that lymph and the acidosis. I would also pick up on my parathyroid gland, make sure I'm utilizing calcium sufficiency for some repair and connective tissue there. So I would be doing that. I've been told that MSM helps. Oh, We just start looking at the latest commercials on these beauty healthcare products. I've been mentioning this. Even the medical doctor laughed about that yesterday about sulfur being abrasive, and so this is what you're seeing. So what was one day, and this is why I don't get into things. I keep it simple, pure, and natural, and powerful. Because outside of that, you get caught into these MSM, glucosamines, and all these things like this one day, and the next day we find something negative. I don't ride that ride, not worth it, waste of money, does not curative anyway. It's more of a systemic issue. Get in your body there and take care of it that way, sweetheart. Get away from sulfurs. But I would definitely make sure that my, and the bones, capsule formula, but I make sure my parathyroid, my fingernails are strong. Look at all your connective tissue issues and make sure you're strong there. Wouldn't hurt to pop that up anyway. At the same time, again, move your lymph, get your adrenals up and going. That'll help you to metabolize sugars better for the weight. Let me see here. Second question is regarding my mom who caught a deadly strain of E. coli in '96. It was the 1507 strain. She was in intensive care for a week, and they removed some of her bowel. During a biopsy, as she had bowel cancer at first. Oh my God! Once they worked out what it was, they gave her massive amounts of peptide for the pain. She was told that the E. coli would always remain in her gut. What? And there was no way to get rid of it, and it could flare up again in the future. Since contracting E. coli or rejection is poor, she falls to sleep after heavy meals and is always catching colds, flus, and bugs. Guess what her problem is? Culturing medium. Think of culturing medium when you're thinking of bacteriums or whatever. Think of culturing medium here. And so this is obvious. She's loaded. Her lymph system's backed up. She has weak kidneys, but look at you. You're fighting your overweight, you're fighting your adrenals, you're fighting your kidneys here, and look at your mom. This is where you got it. Of course, her lymph system's backed up in the wall of her gut, no question here. You'd want to check her parathyroid so she doesn't get too many adhesions or scar tissue from this surgery. And get on the Parasite M and G capsules. And that'll take care of that E. coli. And I would just keep her on it for a couple of months. At the same time, I'd get aggressive. I'd do Lymphatic 1 capsules, stomach and bowel, whatever capsules. I would definitely do Lymphatic 4, let's say at first, 2 kidney formulas, and really take off on her. And that'll clean her out, and she'll be in good shape. Let me see, I went over that. Okay. Cherokee Indians out of Oklahoma. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, huh? I love the Native Americans. I mean, geez. Let me see here, sweetheart. Oh, you asked me, Liz, about your tattoos, honey. It is what it is. Toxins right under the skin. I'm really not cool on it myself. I mean, if one has them, I don't dig on. I remember one time I was working in cardiopulmonary in the hospital, and I had to start an IV in a guy that had, the only place I think he had left was a little on his lower back or something, but he was literally one big massive tattoo. And I said, oh, I hate to start an IV in you. But I tell you what, I'm cautious with toxic inks and stuff like this. Of course, they kind of stay in the epidermis area and stuff, but I don't know, a little, okay. I mean, nothing's perfect on the planet, and so, but I don't know of any people having toxicity factors from it. I think too many, big serious problem. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't damage my skin so much. I just believe in staying away from these things. I think people are beautiful as they are. I don't think they need to put tattoos to define themselves myself, but I can't make a decision for somebody that way, but certainly there's some beautiful tattoos out there, but I don't really think one. I don't look at a person's tattoos. I look at that person. Let's see. I was introduced to you from the YouTube. Good luck, loves, and blessings 10 times. Thank you, Observex10. Thank you much for your comment. You're a delight yourself. Dr. Oz, you know Dr. Oz, Dr. Oz, Dr. Oz. Still a medical doctor, but I have to give him a lot of credit. I give him a lot of credit. I have him recorded. I never seem to have time to watch his shows to see where he's totally coming from. But certainly he gets a part of this, no question about it. But is the world ready for this? Lang Brenda? I don't know. Kelly, I like your comments. Sounds to me like you're getting it and you're strapping on. You really do. Crap. Miss September. You know what? The lady with MS, she's a trooper, isn't she? She's in Lithuania right now. I hope her husband's worried. I hope she stays strong. Hope she stays strong with her diet hard when you're around family. Family do not understand. But when you see someone that wasn't walking and now walking, wouldn't that be convincing to you? Still, you know what I mean? Monica, my dear one. Thank you for your comments, sweetheart. I like your stance. When you don't have the money, Danielle, nettles, dandelions, excellent stuff. Get the Heal All tea here. Ask them if they'll make you a deal on it or something. But get some Heal All tea here. Drink the Heal All tea and stay raw, and keep working. Your life will change on you. I feel it coming for some reason. Good morning to you, David. One day into watermelon fast, but the melon looks like melon when I poop. Yeah, you know what? I've seen that. I've seen that sometimes when you really get into that, melon goes out. Watermelon does have some good fiber to it. I don't know what to say about it. Keep going, see how you're doing. Make sure other fruits and vegetables are being digested, because if they're not, I do the pancreatic capsule formula, see if I pop up my digestive issues. Could be just a body's going through a little bit of a shock and a change, and that I see sometimes. So I just keep going, see what happens there. Don't worry about it. But if you see that in your other fruits and vegetables, that of course is not good. That would then be pancreatic issues, and I would go after that. I mean, it's a bit long for me to read, so I'm going to, this is Torah here, honey, so I'm trying to get through so much of this. Let me see. Many years, slowly introduced to various gourmet cheeses. Yuck, 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 yuck. Torah, my real name is Tassia from Vancouver, Canada. Last year I had another surgery. I had breast reduction surgery. I showed you had adrenal gland problems right there, that if your breasts were oversized, one fibroid. So, you have fibroids there. That's your lymph system going back, so you want to clean that out. You have adrenal weakness, but it did give you more stilbestrol to grow two larger breasts. But if you have too large of breasts, I do recommend breast reduction. I think it's a good idea. I've seen some very large women suffer, and but it shows adrenal gland imbalance there in your steroids, too much stilbestrol. Your migraines have disappeared. Yeah, keep going after your health issues, honey. Go after your adrenals, go after your kidneys, keep moving your lymph system there. You'll get that. You could douche with the Heal All tea if you wanted to there a little bit, Tora, and really start, get some up in there, get the hips up, insert that tea way up in there, and start cleaning that area out a little bit. You've also had some floaters. Move your lymph, get up in the head area, really move your lymph, clean up your bowels. Get those kidneys and adrenals. That's where the big focus is. You can see the adrenal effect upon the breast size. Fibroids, they'll dissolve if you really get that body alkaline, move those lymphs. JG, you're talking to the silver guy about microbiotics. I think I addressed that already, microbiotic type of diets and stuff. This is a question someone asked me, Gary, and I want to address this, my friend. You asked me, have you ever had anyone report that they found it more difficult to pee when you're using the herbs? Yes. Matter of fact, we've linked that to kidney number 2. Kidney number 2 has some drawing power to it, and sometimes it will restrict your ability to pee for some reason. So if you're on kidney number 2, I've never seen that with kidney number 1. Sometimes when you pull lymph too hard in the body, it will hit the kidney too hard, and then urination will be somewhat difficult. When this starts to break loose, though, you'll see heavy sediment in your urine, Gary. So, you back up a little bit. If you're on kidney number 2, maybe put that to the side and hit kidney number 1 a little extra and work with that. If you're having that with kidney number 1, then you have really backed up kidneys. So you might slow up on the lymph system if you haven't used those formulas, and you're just on the raw. It shows how weak your kidneys are. So keep working. They'll open up there, my friend. But fruits, berries, and melons, fresh fruits and berries would be good for you in that way. If you have any more problem, call in here. But we've seen a couple people with that issue. I've addressed that. Let me see. Scared me into total meat and wheat at least until my eyes turn blue. I have a very pale, cloudy GI tract and crap everywhere in abundance. You looked at your eye, huh? I love this, Danielle. Give me ripe fruit, O Lord, and I will serve you forever. Amen. Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Give me some food. Give me some decent food. I can't wait to get rid of this body that I don't have to eat anymore. Eating is such a pain in the butt because you got to find your food. It's okay when it's all around you and it's fresh and ripe off a tree or a plant. 303, dear one. I've never heard of Teresa Top and her exercise program. I never have. If it helps, good. Good for her. Safety Harbor, Florida. Yeah, no, I really never heard 303. I've never heard of her, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm kind of isolated here in a way. I don't spend a lot of time following other people's stuff. I'm just too busy, and I have enough to do. I can't take on all these other things. Like I do use flower essences for emotional and mental issues, and I don't use a lot of essential oils here because it's too much. And my other thing is cost on people. I can't incorporate too much on somebody. And then for those advanced people, they're working 24 hours a day on their health anyway. So I've got to give them some fun time. And, it's just, sometimes it's too much. Sometimes you get trapped in doing too much. You're too involved in the process. And sometimes you have to relax and let the process happen. So I do tend to keep myself somewhat restricted from some of this crap that's out there. But there's people doing good work out there, no question. I admire good healers in their own art. I really do. I appreciate the best of the best. If you're going to take on an art, take it on and make it your thing and do the best. Become really good at what you're at. Because that's what separates the men from the boys. There's enough half-ass practitioners out there that think they know things and they don't know crap. And they charge a lot of money for what they think they know. I feel sorry for some of these people that get trapped into those things. These little red blood blisters that grow on people, I can't tell you that I know either. All I can tell you is probably parasitic in nature, and I would definitely just keep detoxing myself. They'll fall off. I see them fall off all the time on people. The same with moles and warts. They'll fall off. I stay on the Parasite M&G for a while, but particularly Parasite M, and detox that lymph system. Clean up the blood, clean the liver, clean the spleen. Everybody's good. But the skin is the lymph, remember? And this is coming out the lymph. JG, you had to mention honey Murcott tangerines. I've got 3 honey Murcott tangerine trees. Yeah, they're incredible tangerines. If no one's tried them, try them. They're incredible tangerines. Sweet as honey. I've got navel trees. I even got the the very large, what do we call it? And those trees actually died on me, and I buy them all the time. A cross between a grapefruit and an orange. Pomelos. I love pomelos. I love all of the citruses, though. Honey Murcott, JG. Ooh, now I want a honey Murcott tangerine. I have to go get one, but the can's not ripe yet. My trees have this year. Trees didn't have very much fruit on them for some reason. All my trees didn't bear a lot of fruit, and I've heard other people tell me the same thing. Hope that's not a sign. Zagro. Let's see. One question. 100% raw. You said in many videos that is a good morning with fruits. Then after sleeping vegetables. So I have to do. Should you keep like that all the time? My body said yes. I just want to hear from your answer. Okay, sir, what's the question here? Raw, you said in many videos that it is good. Start the morning with fruits, absolutely. After then you can have vegetables. You know what? If vegetables take too much energy away from you, get rid of them. Do the fruits, berries, and melons all day long. There's going to be some people that you're going to find the vegetables just make you want to go to sleep. So I prefer to do the fruit and berry and melon all day long and do a salad at night. You're getting ready to go to sleep anyway. I don't mean to down vegetables at all. I like my salads. As a matter of fact, I'm going to an Amish restaurant for lunch today. I get out of here and have a big salad bar. And then I might come back and do some more videos this afternoon. But I'm just overwhelmed here with these, and it just takes me a while to answer these questions. So you don't feel like I'm just passing you over here, because I don't mean to. Yeah, stay fruit as much as you can. Let's see, I've been draining a lot of mucus. Good deal, good deal. I was wondering what the different color mucuses represent. Well, we talked about there's four levels of disease, if you will, or 4 levels of toxemia. I liken it all the same way, you know. There's acute, subacute, chronic, and degenerative. Acute is more like the clear mucus. I created this fairly within a short period of time. Yellow mucus in the body is subacute stages. Those stages can be hyper or hypoactive in terms of tissue function, but in toxemia generally yellows the eye a little bit. Chronic stages really starts moving the mucus from yellowish to really green and darker brown. You start getting into green and brown mucus. And then necrotic or degenerative stages, that's your black mucus. And darker brown. You start getting into green and brown mucus. And then necrotic or degenerative stages, that's your black mucus. You even could see some gray or necrotic tissue stuff. That's your last stages of cellular life. So you have 4 stages or processes or levels of toxemia. And your eyes trying to change to match those, to tell you the truth. Orange, of course, is going to be your sulfur. If you see orange in your mucus or in your urine or in your stool, that's sulfur coming out of you. Red, good question. And you can have some blood and mucus, no question. The more acidic you are, the more clogged you are, the more inflamed you are, the more capillaries can get thin and bleed. So you can have blood and mucus, that's common. But also there are chemicals that create, that are red and that come out in your mucus and create red. Alabama Jeff, man, how are you? Let's see here. Oh, good, good. Yeah, thank you, my friend. You're a good man. Good man. Keep going, man. Like what you're doing. This is Simon from Sweden about inherent hearing impairment, the lower part of the mid frequencies. Yeah, I definitely would really focus on upper circulation and brain and nerve simultaneously. Now you're going after powering up the brain tissue, nerve tissue, getting blood into cells better, oxygen into cells better, but you also want to think about the regeneration, obviously, inherently speaking. So you're going to also go back to causative factors of lymph and acidosis. So you're going to want to get your adrenals and your kidneys up. You're going to work on your GI tract again. You're going to want to move lymph. So at the same time you're moving your lymph system and fixing some causative things, you're going to get up with upper circulation and brain and nerve. You might ear candle your ears, about 3 candles per ear, just to help maybe to pull out some suppressive wax or lymph stagnation out of the ears. But obviously you're going to do some lymph work on yourself, and I would dig in there and you'll get your hearing restored. I've seen the restoration of hearing at all levels here, so have at it and have fun. Thanks for your question. Danielle, let me see here. Another question you'd appreciate someone answering. Since I am on welfare, I cannot afford his herbs, but I harvest local net. Yeah, definitely. How far away from roads? Oh, how far away from roads? Far as possible. Far as possible. A quarter of a mile, I would say at least, if not a half a mile or more. Do the best you can. Wouldn't be too close. Let me see here. All right, this is a female, Bo 37. Okay, this problem is pain in the female parts here. Just like males, I had a guy with testicular pain, get a lot of those. You really want to move lymph. This is going to go back to your kidneys again. This is going to go back to your adrenal glands. So you're going to really get focused there and move your lymph system. This will pull out acidosis out of the pelvic area, out of the vaginal wall, out of all the tissues down there, really give you some relief there, because that's the only way. You could douche with some Heal All tea. You might get some relief that way. But that's what that tea was for, is for douching. It's great for atypical cells, but also cleans the vaginal wall. And there is some connecting link. This whole area down in the pelvic area, that's kidney and adrenal. So really move your lymph system. That's what this tied to. You don't want to create any type of vaginal cancer or anything like that. So, work on that, and that'll free that pain up in that area of yours. And really work on that. You could use some salves topically. I had a Heal All salve. The company's not making it anymore, but my salves are strong. But that's a little topical thing, and this is a systemic problem, so work inside of yourself. Get real close anyway to this whole area, and really detoxify yourself strongly. And go and use the kidney formulas, the lymphatic. Use lymphatic 4 for a while, maybe 2 kidney formulas, and clean up the GI tract here as well. And that pain in that female area will be eliminated. Here's iJoy. Oh, I like that name, iJoy. Can I use unsulfured organic sun-dried fruit and dehydrated? Oh, absolutely. I don't know how much power dehydrated food has to detoxify the body. Even your sweet fruits are minimal detoxifiers. Your subacid and acids are the most powerful. But certainly it's good for you. No question about that, iJoy. Thanks for the question. Bo 37 again. Oh, the same question. Yeah. So take off on that there. Latin. I'll just call you Latin. Are you a Latin lover, honey? Anyone needs to watch your... Oh, thanks, honey. I appreciate your comments. You notice your blood pressure went up to from 90 over 55, and now it's 100 over 58. Well, you're coming up, sweetheart. And so keep working on that. Keep working on that. You want to bring that... Because as you bring that blood pressure up, you're bringing your adrenals and kidneys up. And, you want to be somewhere between 60 and 70 diastolically, but systolically, you want to be close to 120. And you'll feel so much better. And then your neurotransmitters are going up there. Your steroids are being produced. Your estrogen, progesterone will balance out. Everybody will be happy and healthy. So good work, sweetheart. Good work. Another beautiful lady. Good work. Not that I'm partial to beautiful women. Let me see. Dr. Moore, how do we protect ourselves from the cantaloupe? Yeah, no kidding. Isn't that a trip? Well, I can tell you is culturing mediums, you'll see the difference between people that contract listeria and those that don't. Culturing mediums, parasite in M and G capsule form. be a big issue there. Clean the lymph system, keep yourself. And this is true for any type of issue with bacterium and stuff, protozoas and stuff. Culturing medium always, so definitely good question. Zanbo, and really get that lymph system clean. Clean the bowels up real good. That's another great culturing medium is our GI tract here, and you'll be okay. Parasite MG. Keep that as a emergency kit out there. It's good to have a parasite MG always on you. But then lymphatics and kidneys. Remember, all the lymphatic herbs are for poisons. Here's Pelomate. Yeah, I had terrible spelling in the school I went to, so I'm not real good. So I apologize if I can't pronounce your sites properly. Dark circles under the eyes, around the eyes. Yeah, kidneys. Yeah, staying up, finishing my studies. Yep. Stressing yourselves. I know it. Definitely work on your kidneys and get your kidneys cleaned up, get your lymph moving. Just restore the health of the body, and these dark circles will go away there. Absolutely. Oh, the baby formula. Thanks for your feedback, Jackie Doe. Yeah, I am too. We're kind of in a transition. Blessed Herbs sold their company, and we're not having so good. We're having problems with the company he sold it to. I used to have my own company, herb company, and then it got overwhelming. But I really would like to have my own herb company back. I just don't have the money to really get into it again. But I would like some of my friends, especially those with a little more money, to help me, and we'll have the best herb company you ever saw. But so I'm having a hard time getting dehydrated organic fruit powder. Really having a hard time getting it, and really some companies that make it aren't giving us a call back. I guess they're too busy. But I'm going to put some organic fruit powder in there along with a whole bunch of things like hemp powder, chia seeds. It's going to be a butt-kicking formula. But again, mother's milk, human milk, is not overly nutritious. I mean, we're not a species that requires mega nutrition. We have to shift our consciousness from so much of the lower aspects of creation like chemistry and understand magnetics and energy and consciousness more. It's a trip. That's why we're talking about Professor Hotima and Raymond Bernard, some of these far-out thinkers. They really get out there. It'll help you to get out there a little yourself. You can hold whatever you believe to be true, but it always helps to see someone that's a far-out thinker. Kind of pulls you out into the possibilities, right? Here you brought this in, Miss September. Your eyes are kind of brown, closer to the pupil. That's your GI tract. That's your chronic GI tract there. So, yeah, work on your GI tract with stomach and bowel, number whatever, and lymphatic 1 capsules. Work on your kidneys and lymph system and get your eyes blue again. You've been getting results with the skin issues by using the Hill All Tea. Good. Oh, you're slamming it, huh? Yeah, I had an herbalist, had a basal cell on her nose, and they took it off. It came back squamous, and she found our Hill All Tea, and she was an herbalist, so she slammed that 5 times a day. 2 weeks later, no cancer left. So I thought it was a pretty good testimonial. I still don't know who it was, but she sent her testimonial in to us. I thought that was pretty good. Yeah. Good tea. Good work there. Good work there. Let me see. Life Regenerator. Hey, bro. I know. Say paper and ink. I know. I'm not good at that. All right, here's the phthalimide baby. You know what? I really think, I've addressed this before, but really you've got to get this high magnetic level of chemistry in you, because this is how you pull this body into more of the etheric body. You're how you get deeper into the toxicity levels and the mutation of the DNA and chromosomes. You can repair those. Most people don't realize that, is that there is this etheric body. So definitely I would do this. So this thalidomide baby, you know, this but anyway, I've never had a case here like that. Would love that. But anyway, you would get total raw, total fruits, berries, and melons to really go after that lymph and everything, and clean that individual up and get that baby closer up into the higher genetic areas. I mean, the etheric body levels, to where the body can regenerate itself, rebuild its memory patterns more to the original thought of that. You know, there's so much that comes from the original thought, or the conception at the mental level, and then all the different levels that come down and the mutations that these levels can cause. How do you put your mind in a corner? Go! That's what I do. Go forth and sit in the corner. I actually put my mind over here. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if I still have one. It comes in now and then, though. Lang Brenda. Good. Chelation pills, you will be cured. Yeah. Chelation pills and you'll be cured. Let me see. Chelation pills clean the lymph system, rebuild the kidneys and adrenals. I don't think so. Do what Christ did. Study the agnostics and show you what Christ did. Great healer, raw foods. I'm sure he used herbs. Wouldn't you? Diabetes running deep in the family, where every one of us has deep, I gotta go, diagnosis of having long with high blood. How's high blood pressure linked with diabetes? Well, because the diabetes we're referring to is more type 2, which is the adrenal glands. And of course the adrenal glands sit on top of the kidneys. And the kidneys, of course, is where you see the high blood pressures. And the high blood diastolic will pop up the systolic, the adrenals, but in reality this is low blood pressure, low adrenal function, and you see the blood sugar, sugar metabolism problems with it. So it's all connected right there. They're not different problems. They're all the same problem, you know. How cool is that? Let me see. Recently, his father went to a doctor and found out that he's kidneys. Oh, wow. Well, look at that. Huh. You know, only working 13%. I am in need of help. All right, my friend. Beginning awakened. 10. All right. Being awakened. Yeah, we need to awaken your father up. I would do 2 kidney formulas, lymphatic 4. Definitely getting the stomach and bowel, clean his gut, bowels up, intestines up. Maybe do lymphatic 1 capsules. Definitely have to work on the adrenals. Blood pressure is high, you can't do the adrenal formula. Anything with licorice, you don't want to use licorice in high blood pressure cases because it makes your blood pressure go up. They're perfect for low blood pressure, but your father has low blood pressure. It only is showing high because he's losing his kidney function. Once you fix his kidneys, his blood pressure is going to go low, 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 low. So you want to save your dad's kidneys. No protein whatsoever, Dad. No way, Jose. You're going to lose them more, and you're not going to pull yourself back from this. You want to get fruits, berries, and melons. I'd stay off the vegetables for a while. Pull my kidneys back. They're good regenerative tissues, good regenerative organs, but you really want to hit after this. I'd do both kidney formulas. Suck down that Hill All tea wouldn't be a bad idea. And really get the power of the herbs into those kidneys, get that lymph moving within the kidneys, get the adrenals up. That'll take care of the blood sugar problems. That's all going to correct all of that and rebuild your kidneys there. So really important, because you lose those puppies, bad deal, Lucille. Life Regenerator. I did yesterday. I did post your bladder and kidney cancer. I did do that. These are a little late. I know. Apologize again. I'm inundated here, and I'm still seeing people, and so I'm doing my best. Hang with me. You mean to say that if your lips are swelling a bit, that is a good thing? Well, no, but it's a thing that if your lymph nodes are swelling and you're on this program, that's just more confirmation your kidneys aren't doing their job. That's what that is. So you can slow up with the lymphatic formulas and increase the kidney formulas, or just slow up with the lymph formulas, because when your lymph isn't filtering well, it's going to back up anyway. But when you're pulling on the lymph hard and the kidneys are just not tolerating it, you'll feel that swelling a little more. Nothing to worry about in the sense that it's just showing you where the problem is, and you get more aggressive with kidney work and the adrenal glands. And when those kidneys start filtering, they'll go right back down. But I would back down on my lymph work when you see this problem happening. It's just in your face that the kidneys are the problem there. Oh, Brenda. Yeah. Lang Brenda. Yeah, absolutely. And we're all doing great fast along with, oh yeah, I did talk to Brenda and Cintron. How'd you like your appointment, my friend? I enjoyed meeting your mom. It was great. You're a good man. You're getting it, Cintron. Yeah, I had an appointment with this guy a couple days ago. Hope you're doing good, Brandon. You get it. You're a good man. Take off down the line, Mom. You're going to do well. Listen to your son. Good guys. All of you are great. I love every one of you. You're all great. It's a pleasure working with you. It really is. This is Rita, and she's been watching our videos. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you very much, honey. And mostly raw vegan, but I have not committed 100%. Oh, come on. My thumb has a hard time to bend, so I can write without pain. I did have surgery on the C5, C6 on my spine. I have had 2 nerve root cysts drained. Ooh. I was having shoulder and arm pain before my surgery, and the surgery has not helped at all. Still having nerve pain in the neck, which is very stiff and sore. What should I start? Do I need to juice fast? Okay, Rita. Lovely Rita May. Listen, what is this, honey? Now, we all know this. This is your lymph system. You're stiff, you're tight, you're sore, you got cysts forming. You're not moving your lymph system. I'd work on my GI tract too. Clean up your stomach and bowels. Get your do lymphatic 1 capsules. Get 2 kidney formulas and do lymphatic 4 for about a month, and then hit on lymphatic 3 if you want, or lymph node 2. You got to get these cysts to drain out of there, no question, and get this stiffness out of there, or you're going to have the numbness. You're going to break down the tendons and the nerves to the hands, and on and on and on. The fact that you've had surgery just shows you that your lymph system, you're going to even lose more calcium with this, which is going to break down the spine even more. So really, get on a fruit, berry, and melon diet. If you want to fast on grapes or grapes and lemons, you've got my blessing. Really hit hard with this, but really hit on your kidneys and get your lymph moving, Rita. You got to do that, and all this will come out. You've been suffering too long, honey. So get in there, get focused, get your lymph moving, and all this will come out of there, and then all this can heal back up. Make sure you pop up on the parathyroid somewhere down the road so you can regenerate the C5, C6 area. But you can take the antispasmodic and see if it helped with the nerve pain, although this is an acid pressure pain, but it has deterioration as its side effect. You've got the cysts there. You want to get them out of there. Like I said, this is a great case to show you that she's got lymph stagnation in her upper shoulders and neck area that's resonating down to the thumb, and that she's forming cysts from this. No, not good. Get that out of there. Oh, Finhorn, yeah. Yeah, 303. I'll have to look into this. Perilandra? I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, I'll have to look into that. Excuse me. Finhorn, boy, I love the entities of life. They work with everything all the time. I love all that. Finhorn, what an incredible thing that was. So, yeah, thanks for the feedback there, honey. 303. All of you are so great. Keep me posted to the outside world. Can you drink too much green tea? I would think. Health research, absolutely. Thank you, Bella. That's exactly what I was trying to remember, was health research. Sometimes my mind still sits in the corner. Yeah, health research, great company. I love them. You know, I mean, they've been that vital link of the old people, old masters of health and stuff. Great repertoire of books on why not proteins and stuff. Just a great place, health research. Absolutely, I love them. I like to promote them all I can. There's a good company there. Been in business a lot of years. I had health food stores in the early 70s, and I bought from them back then. They had tons. The list was long. I couldn't buy enough. I was like a kid in a candy store with the health books, the raw books, and the spiritual, because back then you didn't find raw books. It was tough. You had to go to the natural hygienic fasting clinics and stuff to find them. You just didn't go to the bookstore and find them. It was real hard, especially in out-of-body travels, real hard to find this stuff. And so nowadays it's all over more, you know, but still somewhat difficult. Yeah, I've answered this before. Let me see. You have been diagnosed by a doctor that you have Bell's palsy, then you should go right away to a doctor to rule out stroke. Yeah, I think that was in response to this one lady that, you know, she has had this problem before. Yeah, definitely. If you had a stroke, what would you do about it? I've had triple strokes. I had a lady once, she was a retired nurse, her husband went down 3 strokes. Bam, 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 triple strokes. They told her pretty much to make funeral arrangements for him. He was in a semi-coma. And so she called me up, and I went down to the hospital and met with her, and her medical doctor came in and said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Well, I'm a friend of the family." And so I told her, I said, "Get him home, get a feeding tube in him." 3 months or less, we had him sitting up and counting his ABCs, triple strokes. So never let anything stop you, and always remember upper circuit, brain, and nerve. So during the first month on there, she would call me saying, "He's got a lot of mucus. He's choking." And I said, "By any chance they didn't send Ensure home with you, did they? And you're using it, which you should know better," because she should have known better. She said, "Well, yes." So that was a good case to show you these Ensures, Pedisures are highly congesting to the lymph system. As soon as we took him off of that, no more mucus, no more congestion, because you could have drowned him and killed him right there using those formulas. They're mucus forming. And anytime you create more mucus, you suffocate on the mucus, especially when you're in a coma, or especially when you're very sedentary and you've stroked. I mean, these guys have got to get it. Of course, if I was like Michael, I could sue him and not care. You know, play with that, you know, just make my point. But, Lion Man, you know I don't mean that. Or do I? I've had 2 nerve roots. Oh, this is the same one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Rita me. This is chronic insomnia, adrenals, parathyroid. No, that's your insomnia is your pineal gland, pineal, pineal gland. Also have calcium uptake. Well, that's your parathyroid gland. Pineapples. I don't recommend pineapples anymore unless you can pick them off a plant. They're too acidic. Absolutely, I agree with you. Too acid. That's why pick as sweet as you can. Take some kelp, pump up your parathyroid gland. You'll power up that enamel. Stay raw. I've seen a lot of regrowth of enamel out there. Probiotics are a big supplement rage today, but as you see, yeah, just get some dirt on it. Thank you, Vi Karma. I love you. Absolutely, man. I mean, God, I'm an old farm boy. This fear of bacteria is so insane, and no consideration of culturing mediums. Sure, there's culturing mediums out there. No one should ever die from a flu. They die from the treatment of a flu. It's like this last, what was it? Trying to remember the name of it. Everybody's so afraid of this epidemic. That'll come to my mind. It's still sitting over there in the corner. Anthrax. So the last lady that had anthrax here died, and of course she didn't really die from anthrax, she died from Cipro. So obviously Cipro was immediately changed as the antibiotic, claiming that people could get used to Cipro and then it would become ineffective to anthrax. I am so tired of liars. It's unbelievable. You create something that hurts somebody, then you've got to pay the price. And Cipro is a bad, bad boy. Just read it, the PDR. I can tell you, I told you this before, I gave one of my clients 3 blood clots and a heart attack, and that is one of the side effects of Cipro. So, you know what? I love bacteria. Please, give me more. Oh, this is one about an oozing belly button. Yeah, I told you about that, Indiana Banana. Every hole is up for grabs when you're detoxifying, but it does show kidneys aren't filtering well, and so the body's going to use any hoe it can. I've had tumors pop out of belly buttons. So, yeah, good job, oozing belly button. But just shows you how lymphatic that person is and the fact that kidneys aren't filtering. Oh, yeah, I addressed this with the right tumor in the lung. Oh, yeah, I addressed this with the right tumor in the lung. Arnold Ehret, yeah, I talked about Arnold Ehret, intermittent fruit fasting. You know what? There's no really things, Owen. I mean, you can play with this, however, but absolutely, whenever you incorporate water fast in between fruit fasts, I mean, it's all deep, it's all pulling. I mean, this is how you get there, Owen. You're right on. And this is how people need, some people that have some of these serious brain issues and stuff where the lymph is really pressured up there, you've got to get high like Owen's talking about here. You got to get up there because that's how you break this stuff loose. You're talking about a condition where this lymphatic interstitial fluid, this thicker, a more lipid-based fluid has become anionic for years. This means that there's dehydration involved, there's thickening involved. This is a tough mucus to break up, and so sometimes you're going to really have to work hard at it. But there is a remedy. That's the point. There is a remedy. You don't have to live with this. There is a remedy, there's a cure, and you can go after this. It might take you some time, okay, but you know what you're after, and that's the thing. Get your tools on, get your tool belt on, get everything on, and go forth and conquer. And you guys are doing it. Thanks, Owen. Oh, Dano, Portuguese. I love the Portuguese people. I'm here to tell you, some of the finest people on the planet, Portuguese people. I love you guys. I love Portugal. And I can go to Portugal and practice with the blessing of the Portuguese government and the medical profession. My heart is overjoyed when I can't even do it in my own country. I want to make a change on that. Someone asked me, how do we make a change? You stand up. You stand up with the corruption. You write letters. When there's rallies, you go. You work with people like Ron Paul or senators that know what's going on. And we start speaking up. I guess I could say the Tea Party people is a good example. People that are standing up saying, we've had it. That's it. And we are making a difference. And more of us that stand up like that make a difference. Look at the Spanish people that stood up with this immigration thing. Suddenly you had millions of Hispanics and Spanish people standing up all around the country. Typically, whites don't do that. They're apathetic. They sit back. Some will do. I say we stand up. Look what's going on. I love what's going on right now with the Wall Street people. Now the unions are involved. It's growing and growing and growing. Get their attention. And you can do that, Lion Man, and do it with love and peace, you know. Some people have to do it. You can't you can't Gandhi everything anymore. And you're seeing that happen, though. You're seeing that standing up. And it was in the Vietnam era. I stood up. And, yeah, people were killed, you know, and it was amazing. But it did shift the consciousness. The music shifted the consciousness, too. But we've had a lot of disruptive music. Now we have to replace it with Beethoven, come back. Mozart, come back. We've got to put in some high thought forms here and bring back some solidification of spirituality. This is about Asian 4414, about the root canals and mercury fillings. I just find a good dentist. I mean, you don't have to wait and get a biological dentist. You get a top-line dentist. He has to red bag it anyway, take it out, but move your lymph. And you'll clean that out. Do high greens and move your lymph. I do detoxify people with mercury fillings every day of the week. I did myself. I just now got the rest of mine out here a few years ago. But it didn't stop me. But yeah, you know, you just get them out when you can afford it. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but get a good dentist. Some of these other dentists are just not good. You talk to your dentist, you're getting the questions you want to ask downright, and then you know, you have them mask it off and pull it out. At the same time, you can use Heal All Tea. You can use green juices in the mouth. Hold it and wash it in the mouth and spit it out. You can get aggressive in the mouth, detoxing the mouth, but it's all through. It's in the lymph nodes. It's probably some in the brain, so you really move your lymph. A lot of parsley, dandelion greens, high rich chlorophyll foods, kelp, great stuff. Irish moss, any of your seaweeds will all be good for you. And move your lymph, honey. And your berries, fruits, antioxidant rich, be very, very good for you. Well, I'm going to have to sign off here, but I'm getting you. I'm getting down there, guys. Isn't that pretty good? Oh, let me see. Yeah. Listen, Danielle, Skip, I enjoyed your comments. I did, to this idea of glandulars. Whoever associates the suffering of animals with that doesn't understand what they are. None of us would, of any spiritual nature, would use anything that entails suffering. Chinese medicine has a lot of that nasty, gnarly stuff in it, and I don't go there. That's ridiculous. You got plenty of herbs, but you hit it right on the head here. This is a animal eat animal planet. This is a violent planet in that way, like it or not. We harvest humans. There's always harvesting going on. I've had a lot of people die in the ER, and then in comes the harvesters, and we harvest eyes, we harvest the body, and we use it for other people. So that's cannibalism, right? No. I mean, you know what I'm saying is we have to step back a little bit from that and get a broader view spiritually. And I really like your spiritual vision here. You were right on. Right on. That's how I see it too, pretty much. I want you to think. Oh, thank you very much here, dear one. Alchemy Godless. I don't know. Oh, you guys got some incredible names. Beautiful woman. I am in agreement with you. I'm saying all that you say. I would like to consider this time. Oh yeah, you just have to stand up where you can. You know, whenever you see need to stand up or relate. This is Latin again. Yeah, stand up and do that. This was geared to what your question there. Latin is anything for cerebral palsy. Absolutely. So you do upper circuit, brain, and nerve, wouldn't you? But what else would you do? You'd really hit the lymph system again. You're going after causative factors. You're going after acidosis. You're going after the lymph system. If you want to clean the liver, the spleen, and all the body, go ahead. That's going to be the process of there. But when you're cleaning lymph, you're reaching everywhere. If you want to clean the blood, we got a good blood formula. But when you're dealing in any type of neurological problem, you're going to go in upper circuit, brain, and nerve always. Great takes for those, and you're always going to move lymph. That is sufficient. When you start getting into more cerebral areas or into spinal cord injuries or MS and Lou Gehrig's, Parkinson's, that's going to be 100% raw. That's going to be almost 100% fruits, berries, and melons. You want to get away from the vegetables. You really do. I mean, you can do some greens, green drinks initially and some salads, but work yourself into a predominantly fruitarian lifestyle for a few months and get this, get these neurological conditions regenerated there. Definitely, anything like that, anything. from the Bell's palsies to the cerebral palsies to the Alzheimer's, dementias. You can start getting too deep into the Alzheimer's and into the dementias. They're much more difficult, particularly when you're working on those people that have them, because it's really hard to deal with a person that is at these higher advanced levels of Alzheimer's. Yeah, question is on sodium and bicarb. Yeah, you could use some sodium and bicarb. Her dentist wants to use fluoride paste. Well, in the Casey Anthony trial, one thing you saw was when they got into the autopsies, what fluorides do. And what's interesting, when they do an autopsy on a person, they find fluoride. People that have drinking city water or use fluorides, they find it in the bones, which means it's antagonistic to calcium and leaches out the calcium out of bones that helps to break down bone matter. And so fluoride's very toxic, and dentists still can't get off of that subject of fluorides. I'm amazed with that. You hit it right on the head. Sodium bicarbonate, a lot better take. A lot better take. Boy, Chris is going to have a long one on this one, isn't he? Poofy hair again. Oh yeah, bone deformities. We have talked about that. This question was interesting about how you handle socially these kind of diets. This is for Kelly. You know what? I like to be the causative factor in my universe. So a lot of people want to feel like they fit in, or they want to fit with their friends. Let your friends fit in with you. Let people ask you, what are you doing? Well, I'm on a grape fast. Well, why are you on a grape fast? To get healthy. Fasting is how all life uses fasting to get healthy. I'm just on this grape fast. It's been known to cure cancer and all kinds of things. This is the Grape Cure. This book called The Grape Cure was written way back when. I'd have to dig a little bit deep to get it, but I've got that around here. But The Grape Cure, it's a cheap little book written back in the early 1900s. What a great book. But grapes have always been used for the crack of dawn for health. And I'm on a healthy diet. I'm on a healthy program. If they don't understand that, okay, then say, I can teach you if you want to know, or click to this this YouTube site. I'm learning a lot about how to get my body healthy. That's how you handle those things. You be the cause. You don't be the leaf blowing in the wind. You say it with conviction because you know what you're doing. You're using this to get healthy. You're using this to move my lymph system. Well, what's that? I mean, we have to be the Johnny Appleseeds. We have to be the ones that educate others on this. So don't freak out with this. You know, that's probably going to run out of time on this anyway, so I'm going to kind of end it with that, I think, and then we will get, I don't have too many more questions here, and I'll try to get the rest of them before I leave Dodge here. So I appreciate, again, all you loving souls. You're so great. Thank you for sharing your cases with us, and I'm using your cases to educate others, so all of us are actually growing together. And so thank you so much. This is going to be a long series. I apologize again, but you can see that it just takes me time to explain and to get after these things. So hopefully all this will gel as we're going along here. And I hope you're enjoying these, and thank you so much. Have a lovely weekend. You're probably not going to get this till the weekends are gone anyway. But have fun, and I love you all, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.